What are the economic consequences of the war for Ukraine? Many factories and industrial plants in eastern Ukraine have been destroyed or damaged, leading to significant losses in production capacity. Bridges, roads, railways, airports and ports have been severely damaged, complicating logistics and the transportation of goods both within the country and internationally. Thermal power plants, hydroelectric power plants and other energy facilities have been attacked, leading to disruptions in electricity supply. The territories occupied in 2014 are strategically important due to their natural resources, including gas, oil, coal, metals and other minerals. Yet their loss did not have a major impact on Ukraine's economy. In fact, government expenditures even decreased. The reason is simple. Under Russia's constant political pressure and because of entrenched domestic corruption, Ukraine had never been able to fully develop and exploit these resources in the decades since independence. This picture could have changed dramatically after Ukraine's ascension to the EU, but such economic potential runs directly counter the Kremlin's interests. The territories occupied after the full-scale invasion, along with active combat zones, include vast areas of farmland. This has inevitably led to reduced harvests and a decline in agricultural exports. The war has forced millions of Ukrainians to leave their homes and relocate to other regions within Ukraine or abroad, creating additional strain on social infrastructure and local community budgets. There are significant government budget expenditures to provide housing, food, medical care and other essential services for displaced people. Economic activity has significantly decreased due to the destruction of businesses and infrastructure, leading to a contraction of GDP. The war has caused an increase in the prices of goods and services, which has driven up the inflation rates. Unsurprisingly, the government was forced to raise taxes and invent new ones. It is worth noting that even before the war, Ukraine ranked among the countries with the lowest per capita income. The closure of businesses and the evacuation of people have led to a rise in unemployment. Meanwhile, mobilization has led to an acute shortage of labor in sectors traditionally dominated by men: manufacturing, industry, logistics, security and transportation. However, Ukraine is receiving significant international assistance in the form of grants and loans from international financial organizations, the European Union, the United States and other countries. Financial and logistical support from partners is helping Ukraine maintain its defense capabilities and partially compensate for losses. It is easy to endlessly complain that Ukraine's partners are not doing enough, and perhaps there is some truth to that. If they were true allies rather than mere partners, Russia's defeat might already have been within reach. Yet the other side of the coin is just as clear. Without their support, it would have been Ukraine that faced defeat. Consider the figures, leaving aside military aid. According to Ukraine's finance minister Sergei Marchenko, in the 3.5 years since Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine has received over $145 billion in international financial assistance. Looking at Ukraine's budget data, the picture is stark. The expenditures have doubled compared to the COVID years, when spending was already at record levels due to the pandemic, and the deficit in essence is being covered by the very funds Marchenko referred to. Much like the United States once invested in post-war Europe throughout the Marshall Plan, not out of charity but to ensure long-term stability and eventual repayment. Today's support for Ukraine can be seen as a strategic investment in security, designed to prevent far greater costs in the future. The international community is discussing plans for post-war reconstruction in Ukraine, including large-scale investments and grant aid. The integration process with the European Union could serve as a catalyst for economic reforms and attract further investments.